So if you currently have an LLC and you're looking to elect it as an S corporation, this video is for you. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to elect S Corp status for your LLC. We'll first cover why you may want to elect as an S Corp, and hint, the answer is to save money. I'll then show you where to find the exact form to fill out on the IRS website, as well as where to find detailed instructions as a PDF. And finally, if you guys don't want to do any of this work yourself, I'll show you guys how to use IncFile to do this for you. That being said, let's get started. So obviously, LLCs can be elected to be taxed as an S Corp. With a standard LLC, it's essentially the same thing as a sole proprietorship and how it's taxed. It's all passed through, and any income you make needs to be reported, and the net gain is going to be taxed. As the owner of an LLC, you will have to pay self-employment taxes. And right now in the US, that adds up to 15.3%. So if you do want to save more money on your taxes, it actually makes a lot of sense for certain business owners with a certain profit margin to elect as an S Corp. And to do this, you'll just need to fill out Form 2553 and send that to the IRS. Essentially, this allows you to reduce the amount of income in your business that is subject to that self-employment FICA tax. So in terms of the benefits, like I said, the main reason why you'd want to elect as an S Corp is to save money on taxes. The first thing you're going to be able to do once you elect as an S Corp is be able to pay yourself as an employee within your own business. Whatever you pay yourself on that W-2 as your wage, that will be still subject to that 15.3% self-employment tax. However, any leftover profits remaining are not going to be subject to that tax because they are considered distributions. So for example, let's say that you make a net profit of $100,000 within your S Corp. You choose to pay yourself a reasonable salary of $50,000. You'll pay federal, state, and the extra 15.3%. However, on the remaining $50,000, that is the leftover profit, that's going to be taken as distributions. And yes, you still will pay federal and state income tax, but you will not have to pay that FICA self-employment tax of 15.3%. So you guys can see that in this particular example, you're saving over $7,500 in taxes. And that's because you're saving 15.3% of that $50,000. Now, in order for this to make sense, since there are more costs associated with having an S Corp, I'll say your business should make at least $40,000 to $50,000 in net profit. But your situation may be a little bit different, and I do recommend talking to your accountant or CPA. These extra expenses include payroll, so you will have to set up payroll, which does cost probably around $50 per month. And from that, you'll be able to pay yourself and any other employees you have, as well as to submit payroll taxes. And yeah, you'll definitely want to have at least a bookkeeper as well as an accountant if you do elect as an S Corp, because the taxes are a little bit more complicated. So now I'm going to show you guys how to actually file Form 2553 by yourself. Here are the steps on the screen. If you guys want, you guys can pause this video, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do it. All right, so this is the IRS page about Form 2553. We will leave this link in the description down below. And what you guys are going to want to do is come down here, and under current revision, there's going to be Form 2553 PDF. This is where you can actually access the PDF form. And then here is instructions for Form 2553. These are going to be the detailed instructions for you guys that I really recommend you guys have open while you fill out Form 2553. So we'll open up this in a new tab. You guys can see there's a lot of good information here, so I actually recommend reading through this. But essentially, they're going to tell you everything you need to know about filling out this form. Now, in terms of where to file, you will probably need to print out the PDF form that I'll show you and hand sign that. And so with that form, you guys can actually deliver that original copy straight to the IRS. These are going to be the addresses, or you can actually fax it to them. And this is the fax number. And this depends on what state your corporation's principal address is currently in. So for example, since I'm in California, I'd come here and I'd say, okay, this is the fax number that I need to use, and this is going to be the mailing address I want to use. So coming back here, let's click on this to access Form 2553. Again, the instructions on where to file this are going to be at the top right here. So that makes it easy for you. But scrolling down here, this is going to be the actual form itself. And what I recommend doing is actually just type out all your things in this browser. That just makes it a little bit easier than handwriting it. It makes it a little bit more legible. And when you save it, you guys can use this button right here. But I also recommend clicking on this, the print button. What you're going to want to do is come here to destination, save as PDF, and then click save. So this is really going to ensure that, all these things that you type out are saved. I've had issues in the past where I'll click save right here and it doesn't actually save the things that I have typed. So all this information, very easy for you guys to fill out. You'll select the tax year. So it can be calendar year or it can be a different fiscal year. Again, reference this form for any of these instructions. And yeah, you can see it's a pretty pretty easy form to fill out. There are going to be some sections for the signatures to be placed, and that's why you'll want to print this out and then hand sign those. Here's going to be the election information right here. Yeah, what I recommend doing is just go through this step by step, reference the exact portion of the instructions so you can know exactly how to do it, since all your guys' situations are going to be a little bit different, and that'll take you through the form and make sure that you guys can do it in compliance. I do want to note that to make this election, there are some time requirements. Let's say it's the year 2023, right? And you want to elect as an S Corp. You'll want to do this no more than 2 months and 15 days after the beginning of the tax year, right? So if your corporation is, on a normal calendar year from January 1st to December 31st, you're going to want to do this by the middle of March. Anytime after that, it's going to be too late to do that election for that current year, but you will be able to elect it for the following year at that time. So yeah, like I said, all those links are going to be down below. And since everyone's situation is completely different, I can't cover all these in this video. It would be probably 2 or 3 hours long. But yeah, just know that the IRS makes it very, very clear in those instructions that they provide you. I do want to say that you do need to pay yourself a reasonable salary. This is going to be a number that you and your accountant decide on, and what you pay yourself is essentially going to come down to the market value for someone in your current position, right? So let's say if you make $100,000, you probably aren't going to pay yourself a $10,000 salary, because that is not in line with what you would normally get paid, and that is a pretty big red flag for the IRS to come audit you. So you will need to choose a number that is very reasonable. Definitely talk to your accountant about this and make sure you guys decide on a fair number. So now if you guys don't want to do all this work yourself, there's actually a very easy way to do this with IncFile. IncFile is how I've set up almost all of my business entities. They can actually fill out form 2553 and file it for you. This will save you a lot of time and mental space. And yeah, it's super, super affordable as well. All right, so if you guys go to the link in the description down below, it's going to take you to this exact landing page on IncFile. And the first thing you're going to want to do is come up here to services and come here to file an S Corp election. From here, you can learn more about the whole S Corp election process. This is a really cool page to check out. And then if you're ready to start, you'll come up here and click on file S Corp election. Here, it's going to have you enter in your contact information. So I'll go ahead and do that. After that, I'm going to come down here to company information. I'll select the entity type. So let's say we have an LLC. You'll select your state of formation. You'll put the exact name of your company. We'll select the designator and then the date of formation. After that, it's going to ask you if you have an EIN for this entity. If you do, click yes. If you don't, click no. After that, you'll enter in your company address. And after all that is entered, you'll click next. It's going to ask you the number of members. So if it's just you, you'll click 1. You'll enter in the information for yourself as well as the address. You'll enter in your percent of ownership, and then you'll come down here to representative information, and I'll select myself right here. After that, it's going to have you enter in your billing information, so I can pre-populate those forms by just clicking on that, and it's going to have you enter your card number. You'll check this, and then you'll click complete and pay. So yeah, it's super, super easy. If you do want to use IncFile, that link is going to be down below. But yeah, just know that you can do this for free by yourself by using form 2553 and faxing that or mailing it to the IRS. Definitely consult with your accountant about electing as an S Corp. This is a big move, and I do want to make sure that you guys know what you're getting yourself into. And yeah, that's basically how you elect your LLC as an S Corp. Anyways, I hope this video was informative. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe for more content just like this. This whole channel is dedicated at giving you guys free guides and tutorials helping you to start up your business. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.